Hello and welcome to the Charles River Conservancy Parkland show. My name is Renata von Tscharner and we are going to talk about what's happening along the Parklands, what the Charles River Conservancy is doing, and on a summer day we're going to talk about swimming. I want to welcome a very special guest today. My guest is Karen Patterson Greene. Welcome, Karen.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Karen will be talking about swimming, about water testing, about the Water Quality Commission, all exciting things along the Charles. And you probably know that the Charles River Conservancy is now 10 years old, a non-profit organization. And one of the things we do almost every day or several times a week is to bring volunteers out to the parklands to make the parklands more beautiful. You might have seen the daffodils this spring, that 10,000 of them that we planted to celebrate our anniversary. You might have seen our truck, our tree pruners, and if that's something you're interested in the parklands, please let us know. But now we're going to talk about swimming, and you'll hear that how clean the water is, but you can't jump in quite yet, but Karen will tell you about that. So this is what the Conservancy does, making the parklands more active, attractive and accessible to all, and of course making the parklands active will include swimming as well. So Karen, you're the Swimmable Charles Coordinator.
Yes.
Tell us what that entails.
Well, a little bit of everything, it seems. Last week it involved trying to help publicize the annual Charles River 1 Mile Swim Race and support the Charles River Swimming Club in their efforts. It involves working with Northeastern University graduate students who are doing our daily water quality monitoring. It involves working with legislators and representatives of various state agencies on the Charles River Water Quality Commission. So on any given day, it really
varies.
It varies. Sometimes it's in the office, sometimes it's out on the river.
Yeah. Well, many people in Cambridge, of course, see the river from the Watertown border up to the harbor, and this is also the area that we're talking about swimming. But maybe you might just want to talk a little bit about the Charles River Basin all the way to Hopkinton, and how does the water quality change from upriver to downriver?
Sure. So the map is showing the Charles River watershed, which is an area of 308 square miles. So it's very extensive. It's not just the area we see down here in Boston and Cambridge. The river itself is about 80 miles long, and so stretching from Hopkinton and winding its way very slowly down to the Boston Harbor. So
for the crow it takes 26 miles, and for the marathon runners, but for the fish it takes 80 miles.
80 miles if they wanted to get from the headwaters down to Boston Harbor. And so that entire area is the watershed, and all the land area within that watershed contributes water and rainwater runoff, especially a lot of it, as we've seen in the past couple days with the big rainstorm on Saturday. And everything that ends up on the land can ultimately be washed into the river. Mm-hmm. So the Conservancy is concerned with the lower 10 miles of the river and the parklands along it. But when we talk about swimming, we need to consider the entire length of the river and what is coming downstream and ending up in what's known as the lower basin, which is almost like a lake. Yeah.
We have a picture here that will be hard to read, but it's an interesting picture. It's really a scorecard.
Yes, it's the EPA, the U.S. EPA puts out an annual report card, and they started this in 1995. And they give the river a grade, and they're just talking about the lower basin, the lower part of the river at that point. And in 1995 they gave it a D. Almost failed, not quite. And 1995 marked the beginning of the Clean Charles River Initiative, and a very concerted, very ambitious effort to clean up the Charles. It involved the EPA, involved the Charles River Watershed Association, the Massachusetts Water Resources Authority, and the municipalities along the river that have pipes and land that contribute runoff into the river. So it was a very cooperative effort. And in the early 2000, about 2003, 2004, we really started to see improvements, and that's shown in this report card, where in 2004 the river received a B+ for the first time. And that is based on the amount of days that the river was considered safe for boating and swimming. And since 2004 it has consistently been receiving a B+. So all of those early efforts really paid off. There's more work to be done, but we did make a huge leap forward, going from a D to a B+. And this doesn't show it, but in 2009 it also got a B+.
Now, when was the first swim race?
Well, as you saw in 2004, the water quality started to improve, and I think that gave a lot of people hope that we were getting closer to a Swimmable Charles. And in 2006, the Charles River Swimming Club organized the first swim race. Unfortunately, that year the race was not able to be held due to a cyanobacteria. But in 2007, the race was held for the first time. And
we have a picture here of the swim race. Maybe you want to explain what we see on the map that was in the globe.
So the red line indicates the course, and the race departs from a DCR dock on the Esplanade. Some people refer to it as the river dock. It's near the Fiedler statue, and it makes a loop. And this particular map shows them going downstream. I believe they actually now go upstream first, which makes sense, so you can float a little going downstream. So anyway, the swimmers head out from the dock, head upstream towards the Mass Ave Bridge, then loop around a buoy, head back down towards Longfellow Bridge, come around and come back into the dock.
And just this past Sunday, the swim race was supposed to take place, and there was so much rain that it had to be canceled.
Yes. So this past Sunday, July 11th, I guess would have been the third annual Charles River 1 mile swim was to take place, but the significant amount of rainfall that we received on Saturday prevented that from occurring. The race organizers have to get a special permit from the Department of Conservation and Recreation, and that permit only allows for a ½ inch of rainfall the day before the race, and we got about 1½ inches. At least that's the official tally. So the race was postponed. This is the first year that there's been a rain date, and hopefully in 2 weeks, a little less than 2 weeks, on July 25th, we'll be seeing images like this one of people in the water, and on a sunny day, we hope, ready to race. And this image is from the 2007 race, as the swimmers wait for the gun to go off.
Now you're going to swim this year.
Yes, I am. So it'll be my first open water swim, my first 1 mile race. I swim regularly for exercise, but I've never been in an actual swim race, so I'm really excited about it.
You're also a triathlon athlete.
Working on becoming one. Yes, I have a race this coming Sunday. I'll be swimming and biking and running. So maybe the 1 mile swim will seem easy after that. I don't know.